Hello and good afternoon. Well, I'm here actually, as you can see, sitting in my garden. I thought it is such a lovely warm day that I'm going to be filming from my garden. My chickens are out. Oh yeah, the background noise, chickens are out. So anyway, so I hope you're well. And today is day number 13 of my 21 days of how to boost your German vocabulary. Today, I wanted to talk to you about using different words for the same idea that you've been expressing before, because that is a way that you can expand your vocabulary. If you find yourself when you're writing or speaking and you're using the same sort of words again and again and again, one that is quite famous for that is machen, to make, to do, then start looking for other words that are expressing the same idea. So for that, I have actually prepared a little slide for you, because just to give you an idea what I'm talking about. So the question would be, how can one say whatever it is better? So let's say the word machen. Machen, such a handy little word. We use it for a lot of different scenarios. So in this case, for example, I could say ein Kuchen machen. Much better would be ein Kuchen backen. So that's a simpler way of explaining it. Now, den Fernseher anmachen, to switch on the TV, rather than using anmachen, I could use anschalten. Sauber machen, to clean, is basically, you can use reinigen, you can say putzen. Another one, fertig machen, to finish something off, to complete something, you could say beenden oder abschließen. So there are different words that you can look for. So a good one is if you notice that you're using the same sort of word, look for something different. One of my favorites is also the word auch, as in also. And some great words would be ebenso, ebenfalls, ferner, außerdem, meaning basically the same thing as auch. So you can just exchange them. When you're becoming when you're going up in the levels with German, at the beginning, you probably use Leute or Personen quite a lot, but it is quite a vague expression, quite a vague word. And one of the things if you do B2 exams, they will really ask you not to use the word Leute, because you need to use more specific words. Let's say if it's a Berater or an Angestellter or an Ingenieur or ein Lehrer, be specific. Don't just say Leute. You could say die Bevölkerung. So there are other words that you can describe those Leute, diese Personen, with. So use more specific words so that it is, so that you use a variety of words. So let me show you what I also want you to see. So basically, if you want to look at find out different words, then have a look for, I don't know if I'm sharing now, hang on a minute. Just want to make sure I'm sharing. Oh yeah, sorry. No, I wasn't. There you go. So let's say, for example, you look for a word curious. Yeah, so in German, okay, we've got neugierig. That's your first choice. Neugierig is quite good. So there are also a couple of other words as well. Gespannt, neugierig, gespannt work in the same direction. But as soon as you go further down, the words don't always really fit. So let's say you're thinking, oh, perhaps I can use this word, merkwürdig, for that. But merkwürdig actually means more like weird or strange. So you take that word and put it in here and see what the opposite translation is, to see whether this is a word that you would want to be using. All right, mate. Sorry. So there you go. Merkwürdig actually comes up with strange or odd. Strangely. So if you see that and you actually wanted to say something like neugierig, then it may not be the perfect word. But so here, all right, so you can see that I'm sorry about that. I just felt it would be a great idea to be in the garden today. So if you want to have a look for different words, so curious looks like a good word there. So have a look. So you got neugierig, you got gespannt, and that's about it for if we want to use curious. So the others are a little bit different. So this is a good way of checking out whether the word you want is actually the right word to use as well for the context that you want to be using it. But a very good thing is, a very good indicator if you need to refresh your vocabulary is if you are using the same sort of words again and again. So look for that. So don't use machen too much, change it to different verbs. At the beginning of a sentence, make sure you use some different sentence starters. Außerdem, although furthermore is actually a great one for that as well. So have a look at that, find out what good sentence starters are for you and how you can expand, how you can change your word and target certain groups so that you can literally actively look for a new word for that, even though the one that you're using is perfectly fine to use. I hope that was very helpful, but this is really an active way of expanding your vocabulary, of going that step further and then just knowing the bare necessities. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I wish you a fabulous day, still a lovely afternoon, and I will see you tomorrow. Bis dann. Tschüss.